Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Screen Scene Guru. Today I will be catching up on TV picks I've been watching, and we've got some UAP news to discuss. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with a few things I've been catching up on. I am caught up on Curse of Oak Island, Season 13. This is the current season on Prime Video. So like I said, we are on currently episode 6, The Heat is On. As the team finds more traces of treasure in the money pit area, they discover a clue that may guide them to the ultimate answers on Oak Island. So a lot more discoveries have been made in the swamp area. A new road feature has been discovered. We've got Walk the Line. While investigating a potentially ancient marker stone on Oak Island, the team makes stunning new discoveries. After a new Bobby Dazzler is unearthed, on Lot 5, the Oak Island team makes a discovery with possible religious implications. So a lot of stuff being connected to Nolan's Cross, of course, the Knights Templar. They've gone to many different sites in Europe which have similar symbols built into them. So that's really cool. They're finally discovering what it took to make these sites. So really awesome stuff there. Season 13. We're about to have our episode 9. So really exciting stuff there. Going into another series I recently caught up on is Ancientaliens. I watched season 21 is the current season, and I saw the Mysteries of the Aztecs, which was a really good episode, guys. Ancient astronaut theorists explore connections between the Aztec deities and the possible alien connection, examining the empire's mysterious rise and fall through the lens of cosmic mythology and religious practices. So really cool stuff here. Like I said, I got this episode on Prime Video. You guys can rent or buy the episodes, as well as you can do the same for Curse of Oak Island. This season came out this year, so really interesting stuff. Very informative. It's a 42-minute episode, but they do talk about hold on real quick. The Toltec culture and civilization in Mexico City. They do go into the statues there, which I do have a thumbnail of. Really interesting stuff. They do have what appears to be space suits on and weapons drawn to the side of them, sidearms. So this is the first real actual evidence we've had of these giant statues being made of beings coming down from space. We've got other examples like Easter Island and, giant statues in Egypt, but these are probably some of the most detailed to date Toltec statues being discovered, and we don't really know what happened to the Toltecs or the Olmecs before the time of Inca or the Aztecs. So a lot of people believe they were helped by ancient astronauts. Really interesting stuff there. So now that I've covered my TV news real quick, I do want to cover some breaking news. So let me go into my notes real quick. We've got Karlnell, a former Air Force intelligence officer, was talking about the existence of non-human beings. He was also talking about the strange technology they bring with them, confirming that faster-than-light travel has been cracked. Also, dark matter. The study of dark matter is going on. We currently are aware of the expansion of the universe through this dark matter study. We did hear that Scarlett Johansson recently is going to be teaming up with Robert Pattinson for his Batman Part 2. We're not exactly sure what the role is going to be yet, but really excited about Batman Part 2 happening with some talent being added. Going on from here, let's go to CCXP is happening, guys. Today we got our official Supergirl trailer, or should I say it's a teaser. But really good stuff. I like the music choice for it. A lot of people are referencing it reminds them of Guardians of the Galaxy. Paramount releases our first look at Starfleet Academy with a poster. Really awesome stuff as well. Really excited about this new series. I'm almost done with Next Generation Season 6, so I am catching up. Final trailer for Game of Thrones spin-off. We got Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which has just dropped. It looks pretty good, coming out January 18th. Our Stranger Things Season 5 Part 2 drops Christmas Day, December 25th, so be sure to mark your calendars. They've already got posters out for this Part 2 dropping. You guys can check them out. And Millie Bobby was on the Tonight Show talking about the show. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is doing really well in the box office right now, so I figured I'd mention that. The Strangers Chapter 3 is coming out. It's got a new poster, and it's coming out February 3rd, 2026. So we've already got horror films announced for this new year, which is really cool. Like I said, Supergirl merch has been spotted in the stores, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Then we got Terminator 7 updates. We've heard that James Cameron was on the red carpet for Avatar 3, Fire and Ash, and he was talking not only about Alita Battle Angel, he was also talking about Terminator 7 and how he wants to make the film in the next couple of years. He's working on a script that's on his desk. The concept of AI is very difficult that he's struggling with because it seems like everything's been done already. He wants to make something new. Disney's developing a live-action Hercules film to be a faithful remake, so that kind of sounds interesting as well. The Witcher will return in 2026 with a Dark Horse comic book released in August for the Last Wish issue. Very interesting stuff. We're seeing Gerald and Yennefer regroup after the events of Season 4 on Netflix. And I just watched the first episode of the new season of Witcher. It wasn't that bad. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Let me pull that up real quick, because that was part of my TV watch that I did mention to talk about. Netflix. Yeah, the new poster is just ridiculous. But going into this, let's see. What episode? Seasons. I guess they did say they're going to do a Season 5 of Witcher. I'm not sure if Netflix has confirmed that, but it looks like on IMDb they're saying. Okay, so episode 1 of Season 4, What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger, came out on October 30th, so right after Halloween. This was a big Netflix production this year, but I didn't catch it right away. I'm now catching up. Geralt sets out to save Cersei from the claws of the Impart, unaware what true fate besides Vilgaraz. Yennefer attempts to uncover his plan. So, yeah, really awesome episode. A lot of violence in it. Looks like there are 8 episodes in this season, so I'm getting through them pretty quickly. Did want to mention that Dune 3 has had a schedule change in its release date. It was originally going to be released on December 18th, 2026, which is the same release date as Avengers Doomsday. It apparently has moved up its release date. They haven't announced when, but they've said it has moved up its scheduled release date. So we should be getting that maybe around October or November of 2026. Then we got, let's see, Rush Hour 4 was confirmed to be being made, even though The guy behind it has a bit of controversy behind him. He has been, kicked out of the country thus far because of his claims of SA, assault on people. I mentioned Ready or Not. They are talking about bringing back Will Smith to do a Men in Black 4. Very interesting news here, because I'm a big fan of the Men in Black franchise. I would very much like to see them return. Maybe that Will Smith is the older character and he's recruiting a new replacement, similar to the first movie. Paranormal Activity is now, I believe they're in like 7 or 8 Paranormal Activities, but they're now from Sony owning them and Paramount to Blumhouse now owns the Paranormal Activity franchise. So that's very interesting. Blumhouse is slowly acquiring all these scary IPs from different companies. Maybe that will help them. I didn't watch the last Paranormal Activity, Last Kin. I believe it's on Paramount Plus, if you guys are interested in it. Like I said, Netflix was really cracking down on this deal to buy Warner Brothers, but it looks like Paramount's coming in to do a hostile takeover. So that's very interesting news coming out of the streaming services battling it out. Netflix canceled 2 of Zack Snyder's projects, the Rebel Moons, and of course the, what was the other one? Zombie Project. So it was Army of the Dead. So there was an Army of the Dead prequel, I guess, they were working on, another one, that Netflix scrapped. Trump administration views the $72 million deal and says, basically saying that Ted Sarandos may know what he's doing. So Trump may approve the Netflix deal, or he may go back with the Ellisons and give it to Paramount. It needs to be approved by the federal government and a few more steps. But WB will split from Discovery in the third quarter of 2026. They're saying Discovery and Warner Brothers will split. So depending on how that will affect the viewer, I personally pay for Discovery Plus, $6.99 a month, but I don't really watch a lot on there. I only watch a few shows, so I think I'm going to get rid of my Discovery Plus before the third quarter of 2026, because it seems like, why have it? Some more UAP news real quick. Matthew Brown did a live stream on Black Friday on the Invisible Frontiers channel, where he released a guide for weird taxonom, possible origins of unidentified anomalous phenomenon. So he basically did a chart of the listings of different ships, different beings from different cases listed throughout the years. Really interesting data he's gotten there. They discussed also in this podcast the Montauk Project was the experiment inspiration for Stranger Things, the Montauk Project. The realization that mankind is or has anomalous capabilities. The GATE program funnels. So another big thing was the confirmation of this GATE program. They are in fact doing screenings of children in middle school, grade school, to tell if they have innate psychic abilities, and then from grade school or very early on, they groom these children to be agents, basically, for the clandestine government projects. And this is, whether this has to do with the paranormal or meeting these interdimensional beings, other worldly beings we aren't aware of exactly. There are numerous stories being told. Young psychic kids being brought into government ops for nefarious purposes. Jesse Michaels interviewed Joe Rogan and talked about disclosure, where it would likely come from, and they both believe President Trump will disclose documents by the end of the year. There's actually a poly market debate going on right now where you can bet on certain likely outcomes on the poly market, and in the last few days a lot of money has been put into President Trump's disclosure campaign. So that's really interesting news. It goes to show that there is money being put into this. Multiple pilots have talked about the Tic Tac craft. Government has remote viewing program by Dr. Dean Radin. So a lot of stuff is coming out to light that we didn't know was still going on. Real quick Netflix update. Peaky Blinders movie is coming out. They're officially calling it The Immortal Man. And it's coming out March 6th, 2026. Really excited about this Peaky Blinders movie because we did get Cillian Murphy update. The 28 years later third film has confirmed it's being worked on in production after the first one. I've done a review to 28 years later. Can't wait for the Bone Temple, which is coming out in January. But they've already confirmed Cillian Murphy is on to do the third film. And they've yet to title it, but it is in production. So they have gathered the money to shoot it. It is going forward. Star Wars will air its original 1977 cut in the theaters, A New Hope, for the 50th anniversary in 2027. So we're just going to have to wait 2 years to see the original cut of Star Wars. I know there's a lot of bootleg DVDs of it, but I would very much like to see it in the theater. Johnny Depp was at the Tokyo Comic Con for 2025, and he was gifted a curtain drawing of Jack Sparrow from One Piece creator Ichiro Oda. So really cool stuff there. A lot of people have speculated, will Johnny Depp's character Jack Sparrow show up in the One Piece live action series? I'm not sure how much of a connection we have there, but it is really cool that the One Piece creator said that, he was inspired by Jack Sparrow to make the show. So that's really fun. Talked about Ancient Aliens already. With the Toltecs, really interesting stuff there, guys. Look into that. Five Nights at Freddy's performance. It's making a bunch of money. I can actually look real quick what the box office is. Looking up another page. Okay. Brave to box office. Let's see. Okay. So it is saying box office weekend forecast. There's a lot playing right now, actually. I'll have to go to IMDb real quick for this article. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's North America box office, day 4. Less than 5 million away from surpassing Leonardo DiCaprio's One Battle After Another. So really interesting stuff. Just after 5 days, they're close to catching up with One Battle After Another. Let's see. Do they have an actual amount? Okay, that was like a bunk article from IMDb. Let's go to Box Office Theory real quick. Okay, box office weekend forecast. Zootopia 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's 2 lead against Avatar and Friends Arrive for Christmas. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Box Office Theory is kind of weirdly set up. The Shining's 45th anniversary is playing right now. Oh, that's cool. Hamnet, Eternity, Now You See Me, Now You Don't, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 25th anniversary is playing. Okay, so let's see right here. So the biggest film right now currently playing is Zootopia 2. The distributor, Disney, in the first 3 days, it's already made $30,900,000. Let's see. Right under that, we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which it was distributed from Universal, and it's got $17,200,000 behind it. So really good tracking there. Then right behind that, we've got the third highest grossing film right now, Wicked for Good. That was also released from Universal. And we've got $10,400,000 earned. So that's really cool. Then we've got Elia McKay. Haven't heard of that. It's 20th Century Studios. So that's cool. Dr. Seuss re-release from Universal. Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Lionsgate, which Lionsgate hasn't been making a lot of money this year, but they made a good chunk of change with this new Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Eternity is making money. The Shining 45th anniversary is making money. So that's cool. All those movies are playing right now in theaters. But yeah, I think not a lot of people expected Zootopia 2 to be such a denominator. You know, it's just killing it in the box office. So like I said, Welcome to Derry has been playing. It's on episode 7 now, and it's really getting a lot of people to crash out over the episodes, the drama, the explanation of the it creature. We got to see the carnival episode, which was really good. And then, of course, President Trump was recently awarded a Peace Award at FIFA, which was kind of a fake award given to him because he's going to host the World Cup next year in 2026. But it was interesting. He did give away music, art, and basically historical achievement awards in the Kennedy Center. He was able to give the KISS band members awards. He gave Sylvester Stallone an award for his role in film history. So that was pretty cool to see. He also said there will be no one like Stallone. No one could do what he did. Kind of a bit of a diss on the new actor that was recently casted in Rocky, or in Rambo. But very interesting stuff. Paramount plans on a holiday, a hostile takeover from Netflix. Wondering if there's anything else I didn't mention. So yeah, another really interesting thing. Netflix, what they did with their bid was they basically offered 18 point something % of their stock, which you noticed in the last few days, Netflix's stock has went down since they offered that bid. And now, with Paramount offering an even higher bid, they're offering almost 30% of their stock to put up Warner Brothers, which is very interesting. They've never put that much stock in a sale before. It's usually known to be a risk to put more stock in your sale. Typically, businesses try to make it a lesser number so your business isn't being broken up. But we aren't exactly aware if the Saudi Emirates are paying for this, putting up money for it or not. So that's very interesting. Sigourney Weaver was in talks with Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones to star in the live-action Lara Croft series for Prime Video, which that sounds like it would be a really fun time. There's atmospheric river that's pummeling the Pacific Northwest, as well as over the other side of the country in New York, Washington, D.C. They are getting hit with snow. Chicago is getting hit with a lot of snow. Marco Rubio staffer was recently given a hint that President Trump will disclose some documents in the next coming days, preferably before the holidays, before December 19th, when we're going to have our closest run-in to 3i Atlas. A lot of people are still talking about that not being a craft, trying to say it's a comet, but it's doing all these erratic things. It's got, trackable, measurable things coming off of it. So that's very interesting. Ross Coulthart and Louis Elizondo talked about steps to take for the disclosure narrative to take place. I think it's a bit of a false flag. They're talking about how Louis Elizondo wants a job and how other people in the government know what's going on, but they're not allowed to tell Congress people currently holding office. So I think that's kind of whack. Nancy Mace has recently been in the news because she, I guess, chewed out some TSA people, and then she was also lying under oath. So very interesting stuff going on here, guys. What do you think of all the news? I do have some more TV picks to go into, but I'll save those for another video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow the page if you haven't already. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, pretty much everywhere on social media, at Skeens Green Guru. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Take care. And be sure to see that Supergirl trailer. But until next time, bye-bye.